can take their seats at this time. Please take your seats.
Hey, very much. Hey, very much. Hey, very much.
They all busy. Put down your hat.
Okay. Somewhere. Okay, take your seats, folks.
The music stopped.
Put the music on!
Take your seats. I just heard that Elvis has entered the building.
Ocean if it gets too hot. Slice to the left, slice to the right, slice down the middle, baby, hold me tight. Ooh, baby, hold my hand. Well, it's a real rock song. Well, it's a real rock song. Stars and sand.
Again, a warm welcome to everyone who has come to celebrate Darrell's retirement, especially those of you who have come from out of province or has flown here. I work at the airport, so I know how difficult it is when you have to cross a border or fly. When Canadians cross borders or have to fly somewhere, Transport Canada and Homeland Security requires that you produce
I have a speech in my other
government photo ID. Your government photo ID has to show your birth name, your birthday, your birthplace, your birth gender, and any birthmarks. You see, Homeland Security wants to know from all Canadians what equipment they were born with. Was it a stick between your legs that you score with? Or was it a net that sticks through pucks in? Darrell, that's pucks with a P, not an F.
Get it, Darrell?
You see, Darrell?
Not often.
Darrell, they don't give a damn what you have when you're retired. They don't care if you have balls or breasts when you're retired, or if you're Elvis Presley. They just want to know what the hell you were born with. Tonight it's all about Darrell.
It always is.
Okay, where's the control? Okay.
Tonight it's all about Darrell. Therefore, I'm obligated to issue the following warning.
I'm so sorry, I have to squeeze by.
Chrissy's so shy.
This program contains mature subject matter. Listener discussion is advised.
Jesus Christ.
And now for our first guest speaker, someone who has known Darrell all her life, Darrell's niece, Deborah Bartraw. Deborah, come on up.
I'm getting fucking roasted. Are you taping?
I'm taping it for you so you have a copy.
The mic's already on.
Alright, you gotta stand beside it because she's gonna freak out a bit.
Be nice.
One more time. Yeah. One more time. Yeah, I got it. Please, ladies.
This program contains mature subject matter. Listener discretion is definitely advised. Definitely.
clerk to the Justice of the Peace by the time he was 28. I mean, really, Cindy, what the hell were you thinking of? And I thought I was your favorite niece. Come on, girl. For those of you that don't know me, I'm the eldest niece of Uncle Darrell. Do you know what it's like growing up with a young, scrawny little dweeb that's 5 years your senior? I mean, come on, let's get real. You're told by your parents to call him Uncle Darrell. Yes, this young man that would only eat pablum, and I mean infant cereal, and salmon sandwiches, got to eat at the adult table. Who are you kidding? I had to sit with the kiddies, bud. Just something wrong with that. Imagine Uncle Darrell. I'll never forget the time when I was 10. Uncle Darrell was 15. Granny and Grandpa were living in an apartment building on Fisher, and Uncle Darrell was still living with them. And Uncle Darrell decides that he's going to see me to the elevator. And the elevator opens, and Uncle Darrell is oblivious to who may be inside. And all of a sudden he shouts, "Here comes big boobs." I mean, come on. I was 10, Uncle Darrell. What the hell were you thinking?
They were big. Where'd they go?
I don't know. They disappeared, big guy. Gravity is set in. I remember a day when Uncle Darrell was appointed to Justice of the Peace, 28 years old, the youngest Justice of the Peace in Ontario. Oh my God, the family was so proud. Sometime later, I worked at the City of Gloucester at 1595 Telesac Court. Young Uncle Darrell was now appointed to Senior Justice of the Peace. Yet another promotion for the young provincial employee. And as I'm walking around the halls of 1595 Telesac, everybody's calling Uncle Darrell, "Your Worship." I love you, Uncle Darrell, but Your Worship, I worship the quicksand you walk on. Oh my God, this guy, I just can't get him out of my life. Time moves on. Well, it's 2004, and the city of Ottawa is now amalgamated. And, oh my God, I've just lost what I was going to say.
Thought it wasn't important?
It couldn't have been important, Darrell.
It was about you?
It was all about you, that's right. Anyway, did I mention the 1595 Teleset? I did. Had too much alcohol, but then again, I'm Uncle Darrell's niece. I do recall a time when I was in Dominican Republic, and I was sound asleep, and all of a sudden, there's a knock on the door. It's 5 a.m. Telegram from Ottawa. It's Uncle Darrell. How dare you ruin my vacation? Time moves on, and I've now moved my job to 100 Constellation. And guess what happens? There's provincial court offices, and there's Uncle Darrell. I recall a time, several times, standing in the Tim Hortons lineup, and there comes Uncle Darrell. You behave yourself, buddy. I'm here with work colleagues. No boob, pinching, butt squeezing, farting, or sex talk. Today, I'm the happiest person in this room, honestly, to wish my Uncle Darrell a happy retirement, because I really don't remember signing up for a mentorship program. And quite frankly, I'm really tired of following in your shadow. But with all sincerity, I'm proud of you, big guy. I really am. You've given so much of yourself to your work and your volunteerism. Please, everyone, on behalf of Darrell, raise your asses and join me in lifting your bottle of peace to the smartest, most handsome, suave, confident justice of the peace Ontario ever hired. I love you, big guy.
Raise your asses? Where'd she learn that from?
No, you can tell me. Tell me now. They just got me. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
A little shoulder up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Debbie.
Yeah.
Thank you, Deborah. And I thought I knew Uncle Darrell. A couple weeks ago, Cindy offered me big money, real big money to MC Darrell's party. She made me a biggest offer I could not refuse. And now I'm obliged to tell you something about Darrell. So what can I tell you?
What happens in
Know the
Vegas
guy.
stays in Vegas.
Most of you have known him all your life. I've only known him for a few years. So I have to do some research. I Googled Darrell, and 4 things came up. First, Darrell Waltrip, professional NASCAR race driver. Second, Darrell Thomas, fashion designer. Third, Darrell Smith, world traveler. And I was as surprised as you will be. Number 4, Darrell Bartraw, all of the above. Yes, my buddy Darrell really is all of the above. He is the total package. He is the big kahuna. First, like Darrell Waltrip, when Darrell drives, he races and tailgates as if he was in a NASCAR race. Good thing throughout his work career as Justice of the Peace, he had a stay out of jail pass. Like Darrell Thomas, Darrell has a unique sense of fashion. He wears shorts 300 days of the year. Who else do you know that wears shorts in the winter in Canada? He'd be wearing shorts right now, except Cindy dressed them tonight.
Got that right.
His wardrobe consists of 200 pairs of shorts and 14 t-shirts. Correction, 1 t-shirt in 14 different colors. Third, like Darrell Smith, Darrell is a world traveler. He just got back from Cuba, and he's been my traveling buddy for the last 8 years. In the last 8 years with Darrell, we traveled to Florida 4 times. We cruised the Caribbean a couple of times. We ventured to Hawaii twice, where we climbed Diamond Head and went and drove to the North Shore to watch the local surfers ride the 30-foot pikes. And we've been to Vegas 8 times. Hence tonight's theme.
Okay, it stops there. No more.
I could tell you many stories about Darrell, but there's 2 that come to mind.
He's sweating.
I would like to share both of them with you, but Cindy only bought the short remake program. Had she bought the original version, Jay Leno would have been standing here. Instead, you're stuck with me. So which story will I tell you? I'll let you decide. I'm going to give you the subject, and you tell me which one you want to hear. Do you want to hear about Darrell's first trip to Vegas with me, or do you want to hear about Darrell's fashion debut on the Waikiki shores of Hawaii?
can't say Vegas because it happened in Vegas.
No,
Stays in
it
Vegas.
Okay, so you want to hear about Vegas?
Yes.
So while I collect my thoughts, let's hear from our very own Barhaven girls from the Bonacci Club. We have Val Stewart and Brenda Lamont. Coming up, girls.
Is that Phyllis Diller?
Yes, it is.
This program contains a certain subject matter. Listener discretion is very much advised.
Val Stewart couldn't make it tonight. I'm her stand-in, Phyllis. I've been asked to say a few things about Darrell. He's short. And he's cheap.
No.
Because it's been a while since I've performed live, I do have to refer to my cue card here, so please excuse me. Okay. Darrell once asked me out. What? I was in his room. Darrell's finest hour actually lasted a minute and a half. Darrell wanted his kids to have everything that he couldn't afford. Why? So he can move in with them. When Darrell was young, he wanted to run away from home. That was the only reason his parents stayed together. Darrell didn't like to attend office Christmas parties because he was tired of looking for new employment the day after. Darrell's breath, so bad,
How bad was it?
his dentist worked on his teeth through his ear. And Darrell, you're so old, they've discontinued your blood type. And for those of you who are wondering what happened to my husband Fang, he passed away. But the bastard only left me with all his debts. So I had him cremated, and I put him in his favorite soup can. And that's it.
Cindy's sister?
Both of them are.
Okay, I'll read one, you read
That is cute.
my cigarette. I'm going to burn the place down. Okay, we had
See you again in the mic.
some telegrams come in, Darrell, for you. Darrell, it's about time we're waiting for you. You stiffed us for your bar tab 2 years ago. Wouldn't have been so bad if it was just you. But you were buying around for the house every 20 minutes. Flippy, the bartender at Carnival Court, Harris Casino, Las Vegas Boulevard, Las Vegas, Nevada.
I love Flippy, my favorite bartender. Google him. Flippy.
Darrell, congratulations on your retirement. Next time you're in town, drop by. We might have something for you. We're always looking for men to hand out our cards on the strip. Let me know what you think. Your friend, Dolly, Chicken Ranch, Las Vegas, Nevada. Girls, direct to you in 20 minutes. Darrell, we got all your Alexander Keats memorabilia appraised by your good friend Mark at the Clark County Museum. He says it isn't worth paying for the delivery fee to send it back to you. Come and get this crap soon. The old man says he's cluttering up the back room. He says if you can't pick it up by the end of April, he'll be using it for target practice. Sorry, man, we can't just take a chance on this. We're not making any money. Chumley, Gold and Silver Pawn Shop, Las Vegas Boulevard, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Shut up. That's worth a lot of money.
And Chumley gave his business card to you.
Thanks, chum.
There you go. Where's Joe? Very good.
Thank you, Val. Thank you, Brenda. And so the dark side of Darrell begins to unfold. Before I continue, I must issue the following warning.
And I hope nobody's tired of hearing that this program contains mature subject matter. Listener discretion is advised.
I'm not tired of it. Jeez,
Okay, so you decided you want to hear about Darrell's first trip to Vegas. Here he goes.
Going to pee, Chrissy?
It was a 4-day trip, 4 days, 3 nights in mid-December, when the nights get quite cold on the Vegas desert. Darrell, Eric, and myself flew to LA, jumped into a convertible, and drove to Vegas. We arrived at the hotel around 10 o'clock at night. We threw our bags in the room and walked the strip for hours. By 3 a.m., it was cold. Of course, Darrell was in his shorts and t-shirt, while Eric and myself were in jeans and jackets. As we approached our hotel around 3 in the morning, two young ladies approached us. They were travel agents. I know this because one of them said, "Hey, big fella, how would you like to buy a trip around the world on me?"
I remember her.
These travel agents were hot. I know this because, like Darrell, they were wearing short shorts and a cut-off t-shirt that could hardly cover a pigeon breast, let alone 2 double D cups. I could tell you what happened next, but Cindy, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Now back to Darrell. Darrell graduated from the High School of Commerce in 1975. A week later, he started working at the Ottawa courthouse. And he was there for 36 years. To tell us more about Darrell at work, Darrell's longtime co-workers, Kim Delaney and Marilyn Zimba.
Oh, shit.
Ladies, the mic is yours.
Look at the jacket. I still have mine too.
Okay, buddy, here we go. I don't know where to start. Okay, well, we're here to honor our dear and oldest friend as he enters his retirement years. 3 of us go back about 35 years, and we could be here all night talking about Darrell. Where do we start, Mary?
Okay, well, let's start here.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
Oh, no, that's not good.
No. Oh, fuck no.
Oh, here, maybe? Oh!
Absolutely not.
Not about this.
No.
No.
How about this one?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Okay? Okay, you want to start?
Okay, well, let's see. I don't know how many people remember Arnold's.
It was a bar on Reno Street.
I got the trophy.
Back in the 70s. And, that was great fun, actually.
Well, remember when we used to go there after our baseball games there, Darrell?
Yep.
Remember when you used to take Cindy home?
And then you come back.
And then you come back? Remember the time Cindy was standing there when you were on the dance floor?
With you. With you.
No, I was at the table and I looked behind me and I went, oh my God.
I remember that. Oops.
And that's where you got your trill on Blueberry Hill.
Oh, Jacques Potier.
Okay, and you want to...
And then, of course, there was always the Albion, great old Albion. Who could forget that? And so every Friday night, we always went to the Albion. Remember that?
Yeah.
But we'd have to go to the
Barely.
bank first.
Is it Friday yet?
Was it Friday? Every Friday night, but we'd saunter over to the bank, remember?
Oh, yeah.
And we'd take out our $30 for the weekend. And that was a lot of booze and food for the weekend in those days.
Sure as hell was.
So those were always great fun times at the Elk. There's no doubt
Yeah,
about that.
but Darrell was a cheapskate, eh? Remember the time that he forgot to take enough money out?
Oh, yes.
Oh, Kimmer, can I borrow some money? All right. Writes me a check. Monday morning, I go to the bank to cash the check, and the teller says, do you know this person? And I said, well, yeah. Well, he signed it, God. I said, that son of a bitch. I go back to Darrell, and I said, you signed it, God. He goes, yeah. Good old Darrell. And that is a true story.
G.O.D.
I'm gonna say when I started was February 10th, 1976. So within about 5 minutes, the first person I meet is Darrell.
Best thing in your life.
Yeah, and then he says, you gotta come to my party. I'm having a Valentine's Day party. You gotta come. But I didn't go because I'm thinking, boy, this guy's really forward. But it was the start of a good relationship. And lots of
Missed a
fun.
good party.
And I missed a good party, but we went to the Halloween party.
Oh my
that year.
God.
Eric Mulligan.
Eric
Eric fucking Mulligan.
He was a clown with a boob hanging out.
I got pictures.
Does that recall?
I think Darrell weighed about, what, 130 at the time?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and he was dressed as Fonzie, and did he ever look like Fonzie at the time?
20 pounds ago. 20 pounds
He
ago.
came as cops and we arrested him.
Yeah.
Thank God.
And Kathy Miller was a dice, remember?
Yeah.
Kathy was a dice. It was
Yeah.
a very fun time.
That was on Fisher Avenue in the party room at the...
Yeah, that was good.
And then, of course, our baseball days. Who can forget our baseball days? It wasn't about the baseball. It was about going out to party after the baseball games. I remember a few
That was our
nights
team jacket.
and
Poor
a few
jesters.
Wednesday mornings not feeling too shitty. It was quite the nights. We used to party on big time.
He drank more than I could ever drink these two.
And our boss used to say her woods. We'd phone in sick. Must have been baseball and that before.
Absolutely.
God rest his soul.
On a serious note, we are very, very proud to see you going from a court clerk to a justice of the peace to a retired old gentleman. But on a final note, did you ever wonder why people get so sentimental when you hear songs that, songs that cause you to remind you of certain people and takes you back to that very time and brings you to a tear to your eyes, especially when you hear,
oh my God.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had a ram, E-I-E-I-O,
And the ram about 20 verses for that.
Thank you.
Cheers to God. G.O.D. I gotta pee.
You can't pee.
I know. I can't pee in this thing.
Thank you, Kim and Marilyn. Thank you. And we thought being justice of a peace was a serious job.
I love your host, Darrell.
It only took these fine ladies 4 minutes to tell us what took Darrell 36 years to do.
When I retire, you come to mine.
Okay, let's continue with Darrell's first trip to Vegas. Day 2. Eric, Darrell, and myself spent the whole day at Hoover Dam. At night, we returned to the Strip. Again, it was cold. And once again, Darrell was in his shorts and t-shirt. After walking for a few hours, we decided it was time to go inside to warm up. Darrell spotted this gentleman's club. So in we go. This club was hot. At the entrance, instead of a coat check, they had a pant check. You see, you could only get into this club if you were wearing shorts. Of course, Darrell was in his shorts, so in he goes to check the place out, while Eric and myself waited at the entrance. And we waited. And we waited. And waited. 2 or 3 hours later, Darrell is coming our way with a big smile on his face, being escorted by 2 female bouncers. One looked like Pamela Anderson, and the other one looked like Dolly Parton. They were both armed with .45s up front and center, very visible. I would really like to share with you what Darrell shared with Eric and myself the rest of the night. But you know, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. However, I can tell you what Darrell does in Barrhaven. He is very much involved in the community, and to tell us more, our next speaker from the Barrhaven Community Association, James Gilliland.
Jimmy! That's your hubby.
I'm not working on it all week.
How are you?
Stand up!
Thanks. I know as a JP you like having your back against the wall so that no one can sneak up behind you and stab you in the neck. But I'd really like it if you could come up here with me. Come on up here, I'll grab a chair. The lap dance is going to be a lot easier if you're sitting down. That's too bad. I didn't know everyone was going to be so prepared. Oh, look what I found. Ouch. So my name is James Gilliland, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Cindy asked if I would be interested in roasting Darrell tonight. And my first thought was, I hate this guy. Where am I going to find a roasting pan big enough? Can you picture this guy with an apple in his mouth? There, put that in your mouth. There. That's the image. That's the image that's kept me awake for several nights. So my goal tonight is to say a few nice things about Darrell. Mainly because he's got a pool, and a hot tub, and a really cool man basement with a beer tap. And I like hanging out there, so I really want to say some nice things about you. Definitely don't want to say anything that's going to end our friendship. So I am honored that Cindy asked me to say some nice things about you. I know it's a really special night. I'm going to bring the room down here. Really special. So I'm glad to be here at the Legion with so many of your friends who, like me, are also poor judges of character. Why should I say nice things about you? I'm just going to tell the truth instead.
Okay.
I need my beer.
Yeah, he needs his beer for sure. It's been 2 minutes. So what to say about Darrell? That's where it gets hard. What to say about someone who's so passionate about their community and someone who does so much? The words that immediately came to mind are commitment, dedication, hardworking, big-hearted, incredible, awesome, sexy. But enough about Kelly Ross. We're here to talk about Darrell. Kelly, you do so much for our community. Can you stand up so everyone can see how sexy you are and how great you are? And Darrell, now that you're retired, I hope you'll learn a few things from Ken and Kelly, and maybe consider getting involved in your community and pitching in every now and then. So in all seriousness, there's going to be a lot of that. I'll never forget the first time Darrell came to a community association meeting, but I'm optimistic the therapy will help eventually. During our first introduction, I asked what he did for a living. Now, when you ask someone that question, they say, well, I'm a lawyer, I'm a teacher, I'm a grocer, I'm a pharmacist, but not Darrell. He's special. He said, I work for the government of Ontario. Okay, well, what do you do for the government of Ontario? Government work. How sad to spend 36 years somewhere and not know what you were supposed to have been doing all that time. But I guess as long as the paychecks kept coming, you were smart to keep your mouth shut. Now, I did have the opportunity to talk to some of your former co-workers, and they told me that you did the work of 3 men. Larry, Curly, and Mo. You still have to pee?
Yeah, very bad.
It's a big responsibility being a justice of the peace. And I know that you've always been a man of integrity, a man who follows the law. You don't speed. You come to a complete stop at stop signs. And you've never, ever tried drugs. Well, 2 out of 3 isn't bad, right? I heard there was that one time you tried to snort coke, and the ice cube got stuck in your nose. But now, you're no longer the problem of the Attorney General of Ontario. You're our problem now.
Still a big problem.
Still a big problem. Darrell has been serving our community as Director of Special Events and Chair of the Canada Day and Barhaven Committee. Lots of work and lots of responsibility as tens and thousands of people depend on him to do a good job. Fortunately, Darrell doesn't suffer from stress. That's because he's a carrier. You don't suffer from stress, you're a carrier.
Get it?
No. Let's stop. He's a good guy who always speaks his mind, which is why there's always a lot of awkward silence. You can always count on Darrell. In fact, he came and boosted my car a few weeks ago, so thank you for that. When there was a shortage of blood for emergency surgeries, Darrell went to the blood donor clinic at Walter Baker Sports Center, and he donated. He wasn't sure about his blood type, so they tested it. It came back .24. But at least he wasn't pregnant. So it must have been all the Alexander Keiths that you drink. Have you ever seen his basement? This guy has banners, signs, posters, shuffleboard tables, taps, everything. Everything's all Keith's memorabilia. He's always got his ear to the ground on where he can find a good deal. But enough about his drinking problem. I should have said that, because I don't want anyone leaving here tonight thinking that you might be an alcoholic. Because he's not, really. I've known him for a couple of years, and he can go hours without touching a drop. So for 35 years, I had 35, I didn't know it was 36. Start over. 35 years you were a justice of the peace, and now you're a justice of the Keiths. So I don't want people to leave here with a bad impression of you. You've been a great role model for lots of young people, like Charlie Sheen. You're a good man, and you have the face of a saint, Bernard. Speaking of looks, Darrell often tells people that he looks like Mark Harmon. Does everyone know who Mark Harmon is? Round of applause. Mark Harmon, NCIS, Chicago Hope, lots of great shows. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. And I think most people will agree that Darrell is the spitting image of what Mark Harmon will look like in 40 years. So, yeah, it's alright. I know you have to pee, so I'm gonna wrap it up now. Kind of like the way we all wish your father had wrapped it 10 months before you were born. Says, I'm going to wrap it up now, kind of like how we all wish your father had wrapped it 10 months before you were born. You've done okay in life now. You've got a great wife who's put up with you all these years. That's why he drinks. You've got 2 great kids that you know of.
That he knows of.
That he knows of. And I know you're probably worried now that you're retired that no one will remember you when you're gone. I can think of several reasons why you'll be remembered. You won't like any of them, but I can think of them. So I've enjoyed being your friend over the past few years.
Not my friend anymore.
Not your friend.
Hey!
Kelly, you guys have a pool. What are you doing next July? So I hope that I'm still invited to hang out at your house, your place. But everyone, please join me in raising a glass to the man of the hour, my friend and yours, Darrell B. To Darrell.
Is that retired or retarded? Somebody stole her shoes here.
You lost your chair. Bring the chair back.
You can read that later. You have to read that later.
That was fantastic.
Thank you, James. Now we know about Darrell's cave in the basement and what he does in Barhaven. So Darrell's final day in Vegas, day 3. During day 3, we spent the whole day driving around Vegas in the convertible. At night, we decided to return to the strip and go to the dance clubs. First, we went to the Pussycat Club. There we found a long lineup of a very young crowd. So we moved on to Studio 54, where we found the same thing, a very young crowd. So young that the 3 of us looked like sugar daddies. So we called it a night and headed back to the hotel. On the way there, Darrell spotted an adults-only club, and there was no lineup. So in we go. This club had a raised dance floor, and Darrell got us a table right at the front.
Of course you did. Yeah.
It was very dark inside this club, so dark that we could hardly see what the waitress was wearing. Not that it was much.
They were mad.
My shoelaces had more fabric than her whole outfit. She took our drink orders and told us that the music was just about to start. With the drum roll, the dance floor lit up, and girls half naked were hanging from poles. I would really like to share the rest of the night with you, but again, Cindy, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I said earlier that Darrell made a lot of friends in Vegas. He's been there 8 times. I text the folks down in Vegas, and I asked them about Darrell, if they knew him, and they said yes, he's got a lot of business contacts. And they sent me some cards of his business contacts, so if you want some... We have Ashley, we have Chevelle, we have Bimbo, we have Judy, we have Ginger, we have Cooper.
Ginger. Oh.
Anyway, Darrell did survive Vegas, and he came back to finish his career, and now, what will he do next? To tell us, I give you my good friend, my travel buddy, the man of the hour, Darrell Bartraw.
The mic's on.
He needs a beer.
Jeff. It's very rich now. What do you mean right there? I want to know. What is it? I might catch something.
I really gotta pee. Apparently my wife wrote me a speech. I'm not gonna read it.
Okay, he's covered the statement.
Actually, just give me a second, maybe I will read it.
Hers doesn't have typos.
Yeah, I'll come back to it. Did I mention? I've got to pee. Hold this for a second. No, it said that my beer. I was on.
Sorry. Shot not.
I'm not.
Shot not.
No, you're related.
You're related.
Thank yous. You know what? I'm completely and absolutely overwhelmed. Like, I'm shocked. I didn't realize. My 50th birthday, I was allowed to organize my own party. I got the upstairs at the Albion Hotel. I said,
Prescott Hotel.
Prescott Hotel. The upstairs at the Prescott Hotel, I said, I'll be there if anybody wants to come to my party, come. And I bought a bunch of pizzas and stuff, and people showed up, and there was like over 100 people. I was like, what? Why is there 100 people at this party? It was great. And I had a wonderful evening, and I was carried home, and it was 3 days later, I felt great.
Carried it home. You had to lift it down the stairs.
This remembers.
Fell on me twice.
Very short history. I don't have a list like Kim and Marilyn have. As they said, though, it's been 35 years at the courthouse. I started there in 1975. I finished High School of Commerce, where I met my lovely wife at the age of 15. October the 1st of this year, we will be celebrating our 40th year since our first date. We went to an Ottawa Rough Rider game. Ottawa versus Hamilton.
Wait for it.
Ottawa won, I lost. She knows I'm kidding. I'm still around 40 years later. She kissed me at the bus stop. It was kind of hot. So anyways, I graduated in 1975 in the High School of Commerce, where we met, as I said. On a Friday, the following Monday, I had an interview at the Ottawa Courthouse at 1 Nicholas Street. Marilyn and Kim, I remember that, and Dick Sculthorpe and Eric fucking Mulligan. Can't believe he's 72. Anyways, I started off as a summons person doing all kinds of boring shit, yada yada yada, till January I became a court clerk, and 10 years later, for some odd reason, I was appointed as Just the Peace. My mentors as Just the Peace were Lynn Coulter, Jerry Binda, the late Roger Scott. Remember Roger Dodger?
Yeah.
You remember that, Eric? Fucking Mulligan? Could you sign him again? And my real idol, my biggest mentor ever, you all know him, Des Malotny. Other JPs, Terry Pash, Gary Miller, Mike Jollikert, Louisette Jalou, who was here, had to leave because she had a better deal. It's nice to see the new man at the helm, Bernie Swords, His Worship Regional Senior Just the Peace, Bernie Swords. They're all your worships, but tonight they're just beer drinkers. Herb's here. Bill found something better to do. Pauline doesn't like me. Buck, well, I don't know. He's a conservative. He would be here. Mackie, I don't know where he is. Is Minky still there?
Yeah.
Oh, give her a hug for me. I miss Minky. Guess she doesn't like me anymore.
She's away.
Dick Sculthorpe over here. The old guy with the gray hair. He's been at Just the Peace longer than I have. But you know what Dick does? Dick gets all these old people that I just mentioned and gets them out for dinners and lunches, and it's really great to see all those people. And we're gonna, I was just talking to him earlier, we're gonna put Eric on the list to come out for these things. It's really great. And I'm gonna bring the pictures I have of Eric from the Halloween parties. I always had a good time with Crown Attorneys and the defense and the police departments, Kim and Marilyn, Eric and Dick and all them. Remember the police departments we had to deal with, eh? Ottawa, Vanier, Gloucester, Nepean. Canada didn't have a police department.
OPP.
Yeah.
OPP, Manatee.
Yeah, well, yeah, there was a Rockcliffe Park, OPP.
Oh my God.
Oh, it was a huge force. There was 2 of them. And a dog. I gotta thank, there are none of them here, but the other than my favorite girls. Oh no, Megan's here. My Ottawa courthouse staff, who's in the family away. She's having a baby. She just got married. I'm so happy for her. Marilyn's daughter. I think it was a honeymoon baby, was it? Shortly thereafter? Well, that's good. You're still doing it. Anyways, I want to thank all the Ottawa Courthouse staff for all the years that we've had, great years, and my friends at the POA Courthouse, those there. Mostly, I got wrote here, my ball playing, camping, partying, vacation, drinking buddy, co-workers, and best friends.
No, the recycling.
For almost 35 years. Kim and Marilyn. You guys are awesome. Didn't know you were going to talk tonight. Sucks. My neighbors are here, the Stanleys and the Smiths and the Clements, the Hagmans. Who moved away, they're not neighbors anymore, but we still love them anyways because they're in the neighborhood. Community leaders, we're new great friends, West Barrington Community Association. I'm taking one off. But there's Randy and Dale, Sue and Tom, Victor and Tanya, Chantel, and that guy she married, who's off my list. James and Chantel are like new best friends. They're friggin' amazing. I tell them that. Only usually when I'm drunk.
You say it when you're sober too.
My Canada Bar Haven Committee, awesome people. Sue Joy is here with that young lady that if he doesn't propose to her soon, she's going to walk. My dear friends, Chevalier Ken and Dame Kelly Ross, members of the Orders of St. George. Is that how you say that? Chevalier? Sir Ken and Dame. Ooh, they have titles. Awesome people. Love them to death. I'm also a member of the Legion. I'm a comrade, as is Kelly and Ken. Who else are comrades here? The Legion. Nobody? Nobody else Legion members? Okay, they're taking memberships up over here. Up there.
Exploded.
Jeez. Yeah, they're accepting memberships. From my new office, Kim Sheldrick is the pastor of bedtime. Yeah, she knows the bride is here. The lovely and talented Helen Myers. Where's Helen? Helen, stand up and take a bow. Are you able to stand up at all, Helen? Or drunk again, eh? Helen and I have a little thing going on. I got to thank my new boss, MPP Lisa McLeod, who has employed me with the government because I worked in it for 35 years, and it's like I just love it so much I just want to keep on working in it. Thank God it's only 4 days a week now. I don't work Fridays because Kim and Helen like to be alone on Fridays. I got to thank my mom and dad because without them I wouldn't be here tonight. Got to thank my dad for lending me the Pontiac Laurentian in 1975 to go to the courthouse for the interview. The late Herb Woods for hiring me on that day, and I had to call my dad and say I can't bring the car back because I've been hired.
Oh yeah. Okay. I wasn't sure. You almost missed both of them.
The best mom anybody could ever have. Enough said. My brothers, nieces, and nephews. Alexander was. Why was I cooking on my party? Alexander was there. Well, I think we drank a few beers too, didn't we? Keith's.
Only a few.
My brothers-in-law and sisters-in-law, a bunch of awesome people here. Love them all. Ma Frida, my favorite mother-in-law in the world. Isn't she hot? Look at her.
She's so good looking. She really is, honestly. She's so good looking for her
She
age.
is good looking. What is she about 62?
Any single men in here?
Yes, just a minute. Hold it and stand up. Oh, Aaron Mulligan. My two boys, Chris and Dan. My adopted son, Hove. My cousins that are here. I have two of them. Well, three of them. Betty Ann and Bob, and Cousin Buddha. And everybody else. If you weren't mentioned, who am I pointing at? Who?
You're white.
I know it's here. I get to that. I just want to make sure I had everybody else first, though, because she's the best, so she should be the last. So don't start pointing. Did I mention I gotta pee? I seriously really want to thank you all. I did not expect this at all. I knew there was going to be a party because I booked the room. And I said I should have a party. I thought we were going to do a 50-50 draw and raise money for the Legion. We have tickets?
Yeah.
Should we do that? Should we do a 50-50 draw? Tickets, let's say $2 each, 3 for $5. Proceeds go to the Legion.
Sure.
Yeah? Maybe I can get a couple of cute showgirls to sell those tickets.
Good idea.
Hopefully they don't have to make change because they are showgirls. Aren't they beautiful?
Yeah.
My Lord. Last, and certainly not least, my darling wife Cynthia. Of September the 1st, it'll be 30 years married. As I said, 40 years together. I wouldn't change it for anything. Unless I was offered a lot of money. And a lot more beer. And there is this one cake that I haven't got from Keith yet, the yellow one. Oh, thank you very much. Cindy, come up here and give me a kiss. Maybe tonight. Thank you again all for coming. The girls are going to be coming around with tickets very shortly. Why don't we all have another drink? Cheers. Sing Mahal.